In this video, we are looking at what congruent shapes are, and we are going to explore a couple of clear examples to help understand the concept more thoroughly. In mathematics, the term congruent essentially means identical in both shape and size. So when we talk about congruent shapes, we are simply referring to shapes that are exactly the same in terms of their dimensions and their overall outline. However, it is important to keep in mind that even though congruent shapes must be the same size and shape, they can appear different because they may have been reflected or rotated in some way. These transformations do not change their congruence, but they can make the shapes look a little different at first glance, which is something worth paying attention to. To see how this works in practice, let us compare a central shape, which we will label as shape A, with 5 other shapes and determine which ones are congruent. You are encouraged to pause the video here if you want to try identifying them on your own first. Starting with shape B, it is quite obvious that this one is congruent to shape A because it is exactly the same in both shape and size, and it also has the same orientation, which means it has not been rotated or flipped in any way. When we move on to shape C, it becomes clear that this one is not congruent because it has an entirely different shape from A, so it does not meet the criteria. Looking at shape D, we can see that while the overall shape matches that of A, the size is different, so even though it resembles A in structure, it does not qualify as congruent due to the size discrepancy. Shape E might initially appear to be different, but a closer inspection reveals that it is simply a mirror image of shape A. It has been reflected across a line, which creates a reverse version, but since the size and structure remain unchanged, this shape is considered congruent to A. Finally, shape F also seems different at first, but this is due to a rotation. Specifically, shape F has been rotated 90 degrees in the counterclockwise direction. Despite the rotation, the shape and size are identical to A, so it too is congruent. As another example, let us practice identifying congruent shapes. Pause the video and try to find the pair of shapes among the ones shown that are congruent to each other. In this scenario, the correct answer would be shape A and shape E. That is because shape A is essentially a 90 degrees clockwise rotation of shape E, and you could also say that shape E is a 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation of shape A. Regardless of the direction of rotation, these two shapes are the same in size and form, and therefore they are congruent. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. It was a relatively short one, but we hope that you found it clear and helpful. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again in another video very soon.